Alright, good morning everyone. I'm now in my bed at the Airbnb. We got here around like 2 a.m. So we got our own little condo here together. As you can see the messy bed. It's around 11 o'clock. I just woke up and Reese is still sleeping. Got the patio right there. Is still sleeping. So I'm getting ready to do a Q&A for you guys that I talked on Instagram and probably wake Reese up. And then after that, we'll probably go get some food and head to fucking Gold's Gym. But yep, fucking late night. I was gone. I took one hit off his stizzy. I usually don't. Knocked me the fuck out. So ready to start the fucking day, baby. Yeah, so we got our own little place here with a bunch of fucking mirrors. Fun kitchen. Fucking coffee maker. Oh, of course. Not shit in it yet. Reese hasn't woken up. A little hungover from the fortnight and stizzy. So yeah, time for some fucking coffee. Learned how to use the coffee machine, thank God. So I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. And after that, a Q&A for YouTube. I don't know if we said we're in West Hollywood, if it matters. We were damn near Compton for a good 20 minutes, in and out near Compton. So yeah, all right view, just a giant tree. All right, good morning YouTube. Time for a D-Trend Q&A. As you can see, it's out here on the patio. Nice little setup here. Let's get to it. When will you stop running gear? I don't think I'll ever stop running gear in terms of, actually injecting testosterone. In terms of stuff like harder stuff, maybe like tren or higher dosages, I will stop when I'm older. But for the most part, really to the rest of my life. Benefits me a lot. I'll always have high testosterone, good energy, helps in the gym, so I'll probably never stop running gear. Tell people, if someone had $1 million right now, and they told me to go natty, I would not take that $1 million if I had to stay natty for the rest of my life. I say no, fuck that. Are you adopting kids? I think because people, probably not anytime soon, but people have this idea of being on gear that you automatically just lose your, fertility, which isn't true. There's stories of guys getting their wives pregnant on tren cycles, heavy testosterone cycles. It happens all the time, but gear does make you less, fertile, which is a plus in my book. I got my own birth control going on. You know what that means. A lot of cream pies. How much do you sleep? How much sleep do you get on average? Probably 5 to 7 hours a night. I typically go to bed very late, around 2 to 3 a.m. How much tren are your ducks on? Good amount. 69 milligrams tren acetate a day. Sad news, my big white duck that you guys might have seen. I have 2 ducks and probably like 20 something chickens. We got more chickens and some ducks here. The big white one, it was really big. It was like a month old, but it was like 10 pounds. Way bigger than the black one we have, which is smaller. And it just died. It just fell over and died. I think it was getting too big too quick. So its heart wasn't able to keep up, sadly. What was your first reaction when you came off tren? So the first time I ever came off tren, I was, I believe, 20. It was 2 summers ago. And when I did come off, it was weird. I smelled like cat piss for like a week straight. Like a week straight. I would sweat a lot, smell like cat piss because of the carrier oil or whatever in it was leaving my body very quickly. Because that last week I ran the last 3 days of that cycle, I ran 200 to 250 milligrams of Trenace a day. I was done with it. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna get as much as I can out of these last week or so. So yeah, if it makes me crazy looking, which it did, and then just get off. How many Stasis did you hit in high school? To be honest, not a whole lot. Probably a few. like 5 or 6. I mainly had a girlfriend majority of high school from freshman to junior year. She actually was 4 years older than me. So I started dating her when I was 14 and she was 17 and a half. I was a freshman, she was a senior. So, yeah. And this toxic relationship, it sucked, but I didn't know any better. But it really did fucking fuck up my ability to clap some cheeks in high school, because when I was done with her, or when we'd break up, she'd get very, possessive over me and even threaten girls if they were to talk to me. Like, I was off limits even if I was single, so when she moved, that's when I was able to start talking to girls again without other girls being scared off by a crazy ex-girlfriend. What's the haircut? Yeah, as you guys can see, the fucking D-trend cut. Just a mullet. It's not even a mullet anymore. I pretty much chopped it all off. It's more of a taper. I've like a shorter taper mullet. As you can see, you got some lines here, the back. Not super long, but I wanted to change it up. I'm tired of this being so thick, so it's a lot thinner. It's shorter back here, a bit more volume up top. So just call it the fucking D-trend cut. If you ever want one, just show them me and be like, hey, I want to look like this motherfucker right here. Just stay safe from the Stasis. You're going to be ruining a lot of panties, goddammit. I don't know if my trend is real. I'm on 7th week of trend and Ante, and I don't feel anything. Depends on how much you're running. If you're running 250 milligrams a week of tren and Ante, you might not even feel it. It's real, and it's, which it probably is, and it's dosed correctly. You should definitely feel it by week 7. If not, I would increase another ml, so another milliliter. So if you're running 250, go to 500. Tren and Ante, you have to run a bit higher. So to get the effects of, let's say, 525 milligrams of Tren Ace, I would run around, or maybe 600, I would run around 750 Tren and Ante. Why are your forearms so big? You know what? I don't know, genetically I've always had really big forearms, but I did do a lot of body work on cars from 19 to 21 with my father. He owns his bodywork business, so like sanding, painting, and I was always sanding cars in his shop for 2 years straight and picking, heavy shit up all the time. So my forearms got pretty developed by doing that, and then working out, lifting like heavy curls, working out, that kind of shit. Favorite glute exercise? I don't really do them, but hip thrusts late night are my favorite glute exercise. It's how I've obtained such massive glutes there. Hip thrusts only. Very like short intervals, so like 5 to 10 minutes, high intensity interval training. Is ghosting Stasis D-trend certified or not? I mean, if you want, I don't really care. You don't need to explain yourself if you're not into them. They'll get the picture. Okay. What was your inspiration to start on TikTok? Well, I always wanted to be a bodybuilder. I always wanted to be a fitness influencer since I was like 18, and Instagram wasn't working. Nothing was working by the time I was around 21. So I figured that, hey, give TikTok a shot. People are blowing up. So, I made my TikTok, whatever, and I'd post my workout videos. I'd get like 100, 200 views, 10, 15 likes for a few months during the summer of last year, like the start of it, maybe in spring actually. So for a good 2 to 3 months, I got like no traction, no nothing. Remember, I'd make like a workout montage and I'd post it at night, like at 11 p.m. when I was going to sleep before work. And I'd go to bed and I'd dream about blowing up on TikTok, like thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, tons of followers and comments. And I would get up and I would check my phone at like 3 a.m. after having to take like a trend piss or something. And I would open it and I'd look at it and I'd have like 200 views, 10 likes. And I'd go back to sleep. I had like probably 4 or 5 dreams like that. And literally at my lowest point, like when I was dead broke, I was cruising, I didn't really know what was going on in my life. Like I was just kind of like, man, whatever. I'm not giving up, but I had like negative $15 in my bank account and I had a $360 car payment due in like a week. And next thing you know, I blow up. I literally blew up like right after that. I remember that I had negative 15 in my bank account. I blew up the next day. I was at my pool and it was a video about Tren, and some guy said, "You've never done Tren if you had Tren cough" on TikTok. I responded to a comment and I said, "I've done more Tren than you fucking weigh." And that video got like 80,000 views one day. That's when it all started. Some people might remember the OGD Tren 800 days. Did Tren make you feel like a Sigma? Not really. I don't really think makes you feel like a Sigma. I don't know. It's kind of a big term lately on TikTok. Sigma's really blowing up. I think Tren just makes you not care at all, not give a fuck. So when you're on it, you don't care what happens or whatever. You just do your own shit. How to make a Stacy regret a big breakup? You don't. You just focus on doing what you need to do in your life to be successful, to reach your goals. I'm not saying this is what you should do. Obviously, you should never try to make someone regret it. But you being successful, you doing what you love, you increasing your value as a man by pursuing your goals and achieving them is probably the most regret they would feel. You know, they would feel, that's when they'd feel the most regret, is when they see you winning. And I could say I've probably made other people feel that way, not just women. People will feel that way, but if you want to make a girl regret you, which is dumb to even begin with, why are you even thinking about her? She doesn't even deserve your line of thought. But if you are, just know that you succeeding and not worrying about her is how she would more than likely experience that when she sees you again. But that's not something you should think about or worry about, because it doesn't even matter. Once it's done, it's done. Favorite Tren test dose for cutting and getting shredded? So a lower testosterone, 250, 350, maybe 500, with 350 to 500 Tren Ace, a little bit of Mastron, a cutting steroid like Winstraw is really all you need. Some guys can run 200 test, 600 Tren. Some guys like running like a 350, so 350 Tren Ace, 350 Mastron, 350 testosterone. So I would say that's the best one, and titrate up or down depending on how you feel with those compounds. But at the end of the day, it's going to come to your diet. Testosterone at higher dosages above like 600, 700 milligrams, you start holding a lot of water that you can't really lose, even if your estrogen is in range. So just your diet's everything now. If your diet's not on point, you're eating like shit all the time, and you're having an issue with that, you know, there's always cardio, but at the end of the day, it's your diet and not taking a lot of aromatizable compounds like NPP, DECA, high testosterone, D-ball. Those compounds are kind of a lot harder to cut on. Good age to start gear. Again, there is no good age, but you know, if you want to be smart, 21 years old minimum. Most bodybuilders don't start at 21. They actually start a lot younger. Some even 17, 18. But I would say when you're at a point where you could take care of yourself financially pretty well and you have a good head on your shoulders while being an adult. No need to do it as a teenager. How long have you been training and how consistent are you? Please do this. I've been training in the gym since I was 17, 16, late 16, 17. I started at 155 pounds, mainly coming off, I was doing track at the same time, and I would literally walk to the gym at like 10 p.m. on school nights, high as fuck. I'd smoke and put my headphones in and walk 25 minutes back, 25 minutes there, 25 minutes back. It didn't matter if it was school night or what. I was 17 years old, 16, 17, and I'd get home like at 1 or 2. But I've been consistent, like hard working since I was 18 and training correctly. So I've been going, 5-6 days a week for 5 years, 4 to 5 years. Sure, every once in a while I'll take a few days off. Like right now, I've taken 2 days off yesterday and the day before. But I've been really consistent. At the end of the day, that's what matters. With your diet, I'm not the most consistent with mine, but at least I'm eating. I know what works for my body. That's what you have to figure out. But the training, if you put the training day in, day out, you're eating correctly, and if you want to take it, farther, you're taking the right supplements. It's a little bit of D-ball. What do you do for fun besides lifting. Late night cardio. I love late night cardio. And licking feet and spreading massive amounts of false information on the internet and cyberbullying. Yeah. I pretty much just lift and eat and hang out. Nothing crazy. Do you get bloated? Yeah, pretty easily, especially if my hormones aren't stable. I've been feeling that way the last week or two. But if my hormones aren't in the right place, I'm not taking the right compounds, I could tend to bloat a lot easier even if my diet is on point. So always got to make sure hormones are in check, get blood work, you know the drill. How big is your nutsack? It's not very big. It's more of a cute size from what I've heard. Very cute. Thoughts on Anavar? Really moderate steroid. Good for the central nervous system. Really good for pre-workout, 50 to 100 milligrams. You get like almost a light Adderall effect stimulant. Good for strength. Makes you a bit full. Leans you out a little bit in the midsection, but makes your muscles more full, more classic looking. Not super, not super square or like sharp. It's more like round and lean. So like imagine like a Primo Bowling. You need to run a good amount of it. I wouldn't run. If I wanted to get something like cosmetic out of Anavar, I'd run 100 milligrams a day, minimum 50 pre-workout if I wanted a slight cosmetic effect and a good feeling pre-workout. So yeah, it's expensive though, but it's one of the better orals. It's like the jack of all trades. It doesn't really do anything the best besides have one of the lower side effect profiles. You get so handsome by just taking care of myself a little bit. I don't really do a lot of skincare or nothing, but I do try to keep up with my skin. One cleanser in the shower, get an gnarly tan, get some fucking bicep pumps. That was a bit awkward D-trend. Bicep pumps. Talking to a lot of girls and yeah, just not giving a fuck. But find what works for you in terms of your style. Take care of your skin, drink your water, get a nice haircut, keep it simple, be confident in yourself. Confidence is probably one of the most attractive things ever in a man. What's your favorite part about the lifestyle you live? I would say all the interaction I get, positive interaction. I like the negative for fuel too. Really gets me going when someone says something negative, but we all tend to focus on that more. The positive, my favorite part about it is all the ability to motivate other people. So the feedback I get, the knowing that I can change people's lives and make them motivated to get up and do stuff. Like I've had people message me saying, hey, I used to be addicted to opiates, you helped me get me off my ass and go train, or hey, I haven't trained in 5 years, but now watching your videos on YouTube or TikTok, now I want to train and get shit done. And that really, I could be an idol to some people, how I had idols, and I don't think about it. Like I don't think about myself as an idol, but people do tell me that. It means I'm doing something right, If I have the ability to inspire and, to motivate, put desire in other people by just being myself and doing what I do and enjoying my life, giving my tip, then that's probably like one of the greatest things you can ever do in life. Make people feel good. When you feel good, you always look better. It's one thing I like to live by. So it makes me feel good when I know I could do the same for other people, and that people look forward to seeing me talk when I'm just like, man, I wouldn't even watch myself talk sometimes. So it's just amazing because a year ago was unheard of, and now people, they want to see my daily life, and I'm still not used to it yet, but I'm slowly getting better at it, and I want to continue motivating people. A lot of people have their thoughts and opinions on me, which is fine. At the end of the day, I truly enjoy making people happy, giving them information, advice that I've learned over time. And I tell people, do as they say, not as I do. So just because I live this lifestyle doesn't mean you have to, but if I can motivate you, that's what matters the most. what's your living like, bro? All the motherfucking chickens and shit plus family, how you balance it. So I keep it really simple. Most of the time when I'm at home in Oakdale, which is where I live, California, I wake up, you know, have a cup of coffee in the morning, try to have some kind of routine. Yeah, black coffee. That's yeah, I love my women. I love black women. So he's not lying there. But yeah, just have some kind of routine in life, and I go to the gym. I try to eat as much as possible. I actually have trouble eating, but I try to put a lot of my life into social media and in the gym and my diet, and just keeping myself, you know, wanting more, but not making myself feel bad. So I try to stay positive, enjoy what I'm doing, and continue improving on social media content for you guys to make you happy and my physique. So I just keep it very simple, have a little routine, have fun. All my chickens, yeah, I'm not like, they're not that stressful. They're just chickens and cows at my house. They're just kind of there. They're fun to look at, mess with. Yeah, just don't stress. Just keep it simple. Know that, you know, you just got to get shit done. As a man, you're here to get shit done. No one's going to do it for you. This gear use just now being publicized when it's been used by teens since the golden era. It's also been used by teens before and after the golden era. Arnold started at like 15, 16. Other guys that you look up to started at 17, 16. I think for a long time the industry just really shit on it and did not talk about it, made a huge stigma around it because they wanted to make money off of naturals with their natural products. They still do to this day. You guys might know some. But at the end of the day, they didn't want to be seen as drug addicts. Okay, so they had sponsors, they couldn't talk about it, there was no need for it. If they just said, hey, I'm nice and big, this is what I take, you're gonna buy it because you want to look like them, especially if they're your idol and they support it. Hey, I support this product, you're more likely going to buy it. Because back then it wasn't a huge stigma as well. In the 70s, everyone talked about it. They could get a script from their doctor, like Anavar, D-ball, all kinds of stuff. I think the reason now is because more people are talking about it online, such as myself, and showing that you don't have to hide it, you don't have to feel guilty. It's the truth. And whether people don't like you, or they hate you, or they see you as a piece of shit or a cheater, at least you're being honest and you're telling them how you look the way you do and what you do to get there. You don't have to go as indirect as me, but I think doing so, being honest, just makes me feel a lot better and ruins the stigma that bodybuilders are liars and they're weird and they're deceitful. Once you're honest, then once people know the truth, they tend to look at you a bit better, even if they know it. Like, oh wow, that kind of makes me feel like shit knowing that I can never look like this person, but at least they're being honest to me. They're telling me the reality of it, which most people still don't even do to this day. But it's being a lot more accepted now because people are talking about it and they're letting people know, like, hey, a lot of people are on this, they just don't talk about it, your idols are on it. And the more you talk about something and you're honest, tell people how it is, then the more people get used to it and like, oh really, that's actually not that bad. Did you ever move into a content creating house? I'm not too sure, but I've talked about moving with Recent, somewhere in LA, like us together, but yeah, I've never thought about moving in a content creating house. Yeah, so, but I have, doesn't mean it's gonna happen yet, but I have talked about Reese about moving together, us getting a lot of content. I don't think I need anyone else for that. Tanning, Milano Tan 2. Yeah, if you want to tan, Milano Tan 2 is really good. You have to tan while you're on it. I do it after. I inject it at night, typically to avoid side effects like nausea, boners. I get those a lot once I start on it again. But I do it at night. I go to like a tanning bed, whatever. I have one at my gym and I use it. But if you're not going at night and you want to tan, start really low, like 150, and slowly titrate up. You don't really ever need more than 500, but sometimes I'll push 700 micrograms. I want to get really dark really quickly and it will work. So, and once you have your level of tan, throw in a little adjustment dose of like 150 3 or 4 times a week, and it should keep your color for a long time. My friend shits on me for bodybuilding and says I'm too big. How do I tell him to fuck off? Just let him know it's your body and that you don't give a fuck. You're gonna do what you want. It's like when people say, ew, I never want to look like that, or girls aren't gonna find you attractive. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing this for myself. makes me feel good. I don't give a fuck about what you think, you know? Do you still talk to Sush and James? They low-key dissed you in a vid. Yeah, I do. Here and there. They didn't. I think I know what you were talking about when they said I train like a pussy. They're just fucking with me. Sush is like that. He just likes to say shit to fuck with people. You're not supposed to take it seriously. But no, that we have no beef, no issues. I could go back to Houston right now and they'd be like, "Oh, what's up, D-Trend? How's it going?" So Sush is he just says what's ever on his mind. He doesn't really care. And James, he's not as like, I guess you could say like as forward, but they're all nice dudes, you know. James is a bit more analytical. Like with D-Trend just trains a bit differently. So he should be like, "Oh, he trains like a pussy." It's fine. We all train like pussies sometimes, but no, still in great relationships with both of them. I had a great time when I was there. The reason why I don't care is because I felt like, for one, why would I? It's just him fucking around. But I seen them as like, it was almost like I knew them when I was there before, like brothers, kind of. It's like if a brother told you or a great friend, "Oh, he's a fucking pussy," you're gonna get upset about it and cry about it. No, I think a lot funny thing, people say that me and James have tension. We've never had any tension. We're just less agreeable. We're more skeptical people. That's kind of how, you know, skeptical men are. They question things and they want to have a debate, and James likes to debate. I like to debate, so that doesn't mean it's tension. And if it is, that's positive tension. It's, you know, stimulation, not just saying yes, no, and agreeing with each other. If you have a friend that just agrees with everything that you say, they're not even really your friend. I love those guys. I had a great fucking time. It was like right when we fucking met. It was like perfect. You know, like it was almost caught me off guard. I wasn't used to it. I was like, damn, like these guys are gonna be fucking boring. Like they treated me like as if they knew me my entire life. So, do you regret taking Trend because you look like you're 36, but you're jacked as fuck? No, I've always looked a bit more mature. As you can see, yeah, I look old for 22, older, but I wouldn't say I look 36. Maybe I do to you. Doesn't matter. But I've always looked more mature. I had a beard at 14. I was able to grow a full beard, and I was already 6'2" at 13, 14 years old. So I've always been used to looking older. It kind of runs in the family, but I've never had a woman say anything or react negatively to it, besides that I look sexy or hot or attractive. So I think men tend to pay too much attention to that stuff. Just because a dude looks masculine, such as myself, or older than other guys, that doesn't mean it's a negative thing. Typically, men could be in their primes at 30, 35, okay? Where we stay in our prime, the older we get, eventually there's kind of a drop-off, but we develop a lot slower than women, especially mentally. But yeah, I've never had any women complain about it. If anything, my attraction, you know, my sexual attraction has gone up. And I like how I look. I like looking more masculine. I used to look very feminine, even when I was able to grow a beard. Does D-Trend fuck with HGH? Yes, I do. I take around 6 IUs every day. You're sexy. Thank you. When is the next vid? Right now. What solidified your decision to hop on gear? So, me wanting to be like my idols. My idols. The fuck? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Callum, Golden Era guys. I wanted to be like them. I wanted to train like them. And I wanted to be a bodybuilder. I wanted to be a fitness influencer. So how do I do that? Taking gear, realistically. That's what I had to do. I didn't have to do it, but for me to reach my goals, it was a necessity for me. So I looked at those guys and I said, instead of looking at them and being like, hey, I can never look like that. You know, it'll never happen. I looked at them and I said, yes, I can look like that. I will look like that. I will do whatever it takes to look like that, to reach my goals, to be someone special, to be an influencer. And that was my whole reason on doing this. I wanted to be someone great. I wanted to be someone to motivate others. Bodybuilder, I didn't know how it would happen, but I just knew it would happen. You know, even before I started here at 18 years old. So that is what solidified my decision, and I said, you know what, there's nothing stopping me. This is what I'm going to do. No plan B, plan A only, and I'm gonna make it fucking count. And there's no one that's gonna stop me. So, that's why I'm here today, with the size I am, and why I'm here talking to you guys. Doing gear was a big reason, but it wasn't why I succeeded. I still had to put the hard work in. It was just a tool that can help me reach my goals more effectively in a shorter amount of time. And it gave me an advantage over other men and other people, which is why I did it and why I'll continue to do it. Well, yeah, that's that. I hope you guys like this long ass fucking Q&A. I'm gonna be pinning some test prop, 100 milligrams. That's all I'm really running right now. Test prop and growth hormone. I dropped everything else I was running. Got back on trend for a while, like a week or two. Wasn't feeling it. Primo dropping it. Crashed my estrogen, and my physique just wasn't getting where it needed to be. And my mental health was fucked, really fucked. And when I was just kind of sitting there one time at the gym and just dozing off, I was like, all right, thing needs to change. I can't just feel like shit. So test only, some growth hormone, that's it. But yeah, that's about it. And then we're gonna go grab some food. If you guys enjoyed this, until next time, baby, you know the fucking drill.